When you think of power in the Philippines, what comes to mind? Politics? Headlines? The real power is quieter. It's the medicine you buy when you're sick, the bank that holds your savings, the mall you visit every weekend, and even the instant noodles you crave for a midnight snack. The people who control these cornerstones of daily life aren't always the ones you see on TV. They are the quiet architects of the economy, shaping the nation from boardrooms, not podiums. Today we're counting down the 10 richest women in the Philippines and telling the stories of the quiet billionaires who built the very fabric of the modern Filipino economy. Their names might not all be household words, but their influence is in almost every household in the nation. From turning a tiny shoe store into a multi-billion-dollar empire to pioneering the digital revolution that connects millions, these are stories of vision, strategy, and relentless ambition. Number 10. Betty Ang, the food titan. We kick off our list with a woman whose empire is probably sitting in your kitchen pantry right now. With a net worth of $720 million, Betty Ang is the president and co-founder of Mond Nissan, one of the largest food companies in the Philippines. While Betty Ang herself is famously private, the brands she built are a part of daily Filipino life. Her story is a perfect example of how to turn a simple, everyday product into a national treasure. Mond Nissan was founded in 1979 by Ang and her father-in-law, whose family owned the well-known Kongguan biscuit factory in Indonesia. They started with biscuits, but the company's explosive growth really began a decade later when they launched a product that would become a cultural icon, Lucky Me, instant noodles. It's hard to overstate the impact of Lucky Me. It's more than a quick meal. It's a staple for students, a comfort food for families, and a reliable, affordable meal for millions. Betty Ang's genius wasn't just in making a popular product, but in understanding the Filipino market on a deep level. She saw the need for food that was affordable, convenient, and consistently delicious. Under her leadership, Mond Nissan mastered large-scale food production without ever sacrificing the taste that Filipinos loved. The company grew exponentially, expanding to include everything from wafers to yogurt. But Ang's ambition didn't stop at the border. In a bold move, Mond Nissan acquired Corn Foods, a UK-based leader in meat alternative products. This was a visionary step, placing the Filipino company at the forefront of the global trend towards plant-based diets. It proved Ang could not only dominate a local market, but also see where the world was heading and invest in the future, transforming a local food giant into a global player. Despite her immense wealth, Betty Ang is one of the most elusive tycoons in the country, rarely giving interviews and keeping an incredibly low profile. She lets her products do the talking. Her empire is built not on fame, but on the quiet, constant presence of her brands in millions of homes. While Betty Ang's empire feeds the nation, our next matriarch builds the homes, offices, and cities where those meals are enjoyed. From the food on your table, we turn to the roof over your head. Number 9. Josephine Gotianan Yap, the Empire Diversifier. Coming in at number 9 is Josephine Gotianan Yap, a powerhouse in Philippine real estate and finance with a personal net worth of $805 million. As the vice chairman of Philinvest Development Corporation, she helps lead a massive conglomerate that has shaped skylines and financed the dreams of countless Filipinos. Her story is all about strategic diversification and expanding a family legacy into a modern multi-industry force. The Philinvest story didn't start with skyscrapers, but with second-hand cars. Josephine's parents, Andrew and Mercedes Gotianan, started the business in 1955 as a small used car financing company. That background in finance gave them a unique understanding of risk and investment, which became critical when they pivoted to real estate in 1967. From there, they began building an empire that would provide homes for over 160,000 families.
When Josephine Yap took on a leadership role, she didn't just maintain the legacy, she supercharged it. Under her leadership, Philinvest grew from a residential developer into a highly diversified conglomerate with major interests in property, banking, sugar, and power generation. This strategy is her hallmark. While other tycoons might focus on one industry, Yap has built an empire that's resilient because its interests are so widespread. One of her biggest projects has been the development of Philinvest City in Alabang, turning a huge piece of land into a thriving central business district. This wasn't just about building condos, it was about city building on a grand scale, with offices, retail centers like Festival Supermall, and world-class hotels under the Crimson and Quest brands. At the same time, she has overseen the family's holdings in finance through East West Bank, which the family established in 1994. The synergy is powerful. The bank helps finance the homes and businesses that the development arm builds. It's a self-reinforcing ecosystem of wealth. Add to that interests in power and sugar, and you have an incredible breadth of industrial influence. Josephine Yap's work isn't about fleeting trends. It's about laying the literal foundations of the Philippine economy. From the tangible world of concrete and steel, we now pivot to the invisible network that connects the modern Philippines. Our next billionaire built her fortune not on land, but on light speeding through fiber optic cables.
Number 8. Maria Grace Uy, the tech vanguard. At number 8, we have a woman who represents a new way of making fortunes in the Philippines. Maria Grace Uy, with a net worth of $920 million, is the co-founder and president of Converge ICT Solutions, one of the country's biggest high-speed internet providers. Unlike many on this list who inherited or revolutionized traditional industries, she built her empire on the digital frontier. The Converge story started not in Manila but in Pampanga. Maria Grace Uy and her husband, Dennis Anthony Uy, got into the telco space long before Converge was a household name. They founded Com Clark Network and Technology Corp. In 1996, at first providing cable TV services. This early experience gave them a crucial head start. They saw the future, and it was made of fiber optics. For years, the Philippine internet landscape was a duopoly, often criticized for slow speeds. The Uys saw this not as a barrier, but as a huge opportunity. They imagined a network built purely on end-to-end fiber optics, a technology that could deliver far superior speeds. It was an audacious goal that required massive capital and a high-stakes bet on future demand. Their moments came with the global pandemic. As millions of Filipinos were forced to work and study from home, the demand for fast, reliable internet exploded. Converge was perfectly positioned. The years they had spent laying down their fiber network paid off spectacularly. In 2020, at the height of the pandemic, they took Converge public in one of the largest IPOs in Philippine history, raising over $500 million. This cash infusion allowed them to accelerate their expansion at an incredible rate. Today, Converge's fiber network reaches millions of homes and has fundamentally changed the country's digital landscape. Maria Grace Uy's leadership as president has been key. She embodies the modern female tech leader, analytical, strategic, and at the forefront of an industry reshaping society. Her success proves that massive fortunes are no longer confined to the old guards of real estate and retail. The new empires are digital. While Maria Grace Uy connects millions of homes digitally, our next woman on the list has a physical presence in almost every neighborhood. From digital lifelines, we turn to a literal one, medicine. Number 7. Vivian Quay Azcona, the pharmacy magnate. Securing the number 7 spot is a woman whose family legacy is synonymous with trust, accessibility, and care. Vivian Quay Azcona, who passed away in April 2025, presided over an empire with a net worth of $1.7 billion as the president of Mercury Drug, the Philippines' most dominant drugstore chain. In a country where healthcare is paramount,
Her family's business is more than just a business, it's a public institution. The story of Mercury Drug is one of the most inspiring tales of Filipino entrepreneurship, born from the ashes of World War II. In 1945, with Manila in ruins, Mariano Cue started his business with just 100 pesos. He bought a bottle of sulfathiazole tablets and sold them piece by piece, or tingi-tingi, from a pushcart. This simple act was revolutionary, making medicine affordable to ordinary Filipinos. The first Mercury drugstore opened on March 1, 1945. Mariano Cue was an innovator from the start, introducing motorized delivery in 1948 and 24/7 service in 1965, recognizing that medical needs don't follow a 9-to-5 schedule. When Vivian Cuellas Kona took the helm, she inherited a legacy of trust and expanded it massively. As president, she oversaw the growth of Mercury Drug to a nationwide network with over 1,000 branches. She institutionalized loyalty programs like the Suki card and embraced technology to ensure every branch was well-stocked with life-saving medicines. Her leadership style was much like the brand she led: quiet, steady, and deeply effective. She rarely sought the media spotlight, preferring to focus on the core mission of the company. Her family's wealth was built not on flashy acquisitions, but on the steady, reliable provision of an essential service. She understood that the true value of her empire lies in the trust that millions of Filipinos place in it every single day, a legacy that continues to endure. From an empire that provides for the nation's health, we move to the world of high finance. While Vivian Cuellas Kona's influence is seen in every neighborhood, the power of our next billionaires is felt in every major transaction. Number 6. The Tai Sisters, Masters of Finance. At number 6, we enter the world of high finance with Alessandra and Anjanette Tai. Together, they represent a shared family fortune of $1.85 billion. As key figures in the empire built by their late father, the legendary banker George Tai, their influence comes from major stakes in two giants, GT Capital Holdings and Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company, better known as Metrobank. The story of their family's wealth is the story of modern Philippine banking. George Tai founded Metrobank in 1962, building it into a pillar of the national economy. He later consolidated his diverse business interests spanning banking, auto, real estate, and insurance under the umbrella of GT Capital. Alessandra and Anjanette Tai, along with their brothers, inherited the stewardship of this colossal enterprise. Their role is that of sophisticated custodians and strategists, navigating the high-stakes world of corporate finance. Their wealth isn't tied to a single consumer product, but to the very arteries of the economy: loans, investments, and major capital flows. Alessandra Tai, in particular, has held significant roles, contributing to the strategic direction of the family's vast interests. Their power is exercised in the boardroom, in decisions that can ripple across the entire economy, from funding major infrastructure projects to setting the course for one of the nation's largest banks. Their empire, through GT Capital, includes a major stake in Toyota Motor Philippines, a partnership in AXA Philippines for insurance, and the real estate developer Federal Land. This diversified portfolio is a masterclass in insulating the family's wealth from risk. The Tai sisters represent a different kind of power, one that is less about building a single brand and more about managing a powerful, far-reaching legacy. While the Tai sisters master the flow of capital, our next family presides over a tangible empire of snacks, airlines, and shopping malls. From the invisible world of finance, we return to the very visible world of consumer goods.
Number 5. The Gokongwei siblings, the legacy expanders. Holding the number 5 position is a family of sisters who, with their brother, inherited one of the largest conglomerates in the Philippines. Robina, Lisa, Faith, Hope, and Marcia Gokongwei collectively share a fortune of $1.9 billion.
This wealth comes from JG Summit Holdings, the empire founded by their visionary late father, John Gokongwei Jr. While the fortune is inherited, their story is about modernizing and expanding a legacy, and for this entry, we'll focus on the most public face of this new generation, Robina Gokongwei Pei. The JG Summit Empire is a microcosm of the Philippine economy, with interests in airlines, Cebu Pacific, telecommunications, banking, property, Robinson's Land, and food and beverage, Universal Robina Corporation. Brands like Jack and Jill snacks are staples in almost every Filipino home. Growing up, Robina and her siblings were immersed in the business, famously trained by their father with a hands-on approach. Robina's early jobs included stocking shelves and working as a cashier. This taught them the business from the ground up. As president and CEO of Robinson's Retail Holdings, Robina is at the forefront of the family's most visible business, overseeing Robinson's department stores, supermarkets, and more. Her leadership has been defined by modernization and strategic expansion, navigating challenges from e-commerce to shifting consumer tastes. What makes Robina unique is her down-to-earth and often humorous public persona. She is famously known for addressing the decades-old urban legend about a snake creature in Robinson's malls, often joking about it in public appearances. This approachable style has made her a relatable figure in the corporate world, demystifying the image of the powerful heiress. Together, the Gokongwei siblings are the modern face of dynastic succession. While their brother Lance is the CEO of the parent company, the sisters hold key positions across the conglomerate, proving that inheriting an empire is only the beginning. The real work lies in carrying it forward. From a family managing a vast, diversified conglomerate, we now turn to a woman who built a retail empire from a single store, focusing with laser-like precision on one core promise: value. Number 4. Susan Koh, the supermarket strategist. At number 4 is a woman who revolutionized how Filipinos shop for groceries. Susan Koh, with a formidable net worth of $2.3 billion shared with her husband Lucio Koh, is the co-founder and chairman of Pure Gold Price Club. Together, they turned a single hypermarket into a retail behemoth. The Pure Gold story began in 1998, a tough economic time during the Asian financial crisis. The Kohs saw an opportunity. They believed there was a huge market of price-conscious consumers who needed more for their money. They opened their first Pure Gold hypermarket in Mandaluyong City, a one-stop shop offering a vast array of goods at affordable prices. Susan Koh, with her commerce degree, was the driving force behind the company's strategy. One of her most brilliant moves was creating the Tiendanan ni Aling Purin loyalty program in 2004. This wasn't just another rewards card. It was a masterstroke that targeted thousands of small sari-sari store owners and other resellers. By offering them exclusive discounts and support, Pure Gold didn't just sell to these small entrepreneurs, it became their essential business partner. Under her chairmanship, Pure Gold's expansion has been relentless. The company grew not only by opening new stores, but also through shrewd acquisitions, like the 2012 purchase of S&R Membership Shopping, which caters to a more affluent market. This allowed Pure Gold to capture both ends of the consumer spectrum. Today, Pure Gold has hundreds of stores, and Susan Koh also serves as vice chairman of the family's holding company, Costco Capital, which is diversified into real estate and liquor distribution. Her story is a classic tale of entrepreneurial vision and flawless execution, built on a profound understanding of the Filipinos' consumer desire for value. While Susan Koh built an empire on the retail floor, our next entry features 4 sisters whose family name is literally etched in the nation's skyline, from supermarket aisles to the towering cranes of the construction industry. Number 3, the Consunji sisters, the nation builders. Entering the top 3 with a colossal combined net worth of $3.4 billion are the 4 sisters of the Consunji clan, Josefa, Luz, Maria, and Cristina. As major shareholders of DMCI Holdings, they are the heiresses to one of the Philippines' most influential construction dynasties. Their family story isn't just about wealth, it's about physically building the nation. The empire began in 1954 when their father, the late David M. Kansunji, founded DMCI Inc. He became a titan of the industry, responsible for erecting many of the Philippines' most recognizable landmarks. In 1995, the family consolidated their interests under DMCI Holdings and took it public. While their brother, Isidro Kansunji, serves as the public face of the company, the sisters are formidable figures who represent the family's controlling stake and guide the conglomerate's long-term vision. Their empire extends far beyond construction. They're major players in real estate through DMCI Homes. But their influence goes deeper. Through Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, they control the country's largest coal producer, a critical resource for energy generation. They also have interest in water distribution through a stake in Maynilad Water Services and are involved in nickel mining. The Kansunji strategy is a masterclass in integration. They don't just build cities, they own the resources needed to power them. The Kansunji sisters are custodians of a legacy measured in concrete, steel, and megawatts. Their power is present in the infrastructure that underpins modern Filipino society, the light that turns on, the water that flows from the tap, and the condo you call home. From the sisters who build the country's foundations, we now move to a sister who is a pillar of the family that created Filipino mall culture. We are entering the realm of the SM Group, an empire so vast it takes 2 spots on our list.
Number 2. Elizabeth C., the hospitality and tourism titan. At number 2, we have our first entry from the single wealthiest family in the Philippines. Elizabeth C. is a key figure in the C dynasty, which commands a colossal $13 billion fortune. As the second child of founder Henry C. Sr., she has carved out a powerful niche within SM Investments Corporation, mastering the group's ventures into hospitality and tourism. Elizabeth recognized early on that the family's massive SM malls created a perfect platform for diversification. Where there are malls, there are shoppers, and those shoppers and business people need places to stay, meet, and hold events. As chairperson and president of SM Hotels and Conventions Corp., SMHCC, Elizabeth C. has spearheaded the group's aggressive expansion in this sector. She has overseen the development of a diverse portfolio of properties, including the luxury Conrad Manila and a series of Park Inn by Radisson hotels strategically located next to SM malls. The strategy is brilliant in its synergy. The malls drive traffic to the hotels, and the hotels bring more visitors to the malls. Her vision also helped make the Philippines a premier destination for MICE, meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. She championed the development of the SMX convention centers, state-of-the-art facilities that can host massive international events, contributing significantly to the country's tourism industry. Like the rest of her family, Elizabeth C. maintains a low public profile. Educated in the US, she brought a global perspective to the family business. She demonstrates how a second-generation leader can take a foundational business, in this case retail, and build a powerful new empire on top of it. While Elizabeth C. builds the destinations, our number 1 spot belongs to the woman who built the systems that power it all. She is the eldest, the public face of the empire, and the undisputed matriarch of Philippine business. And finally, at number 1, we have the woman at the apex of Philippine business. Teresita C. Cosin, the eldest child of Henry C. Sr., is the vice chairperson of SM Investments and chairperson of BDO Unibank. As the leader of her family's $13 billion empire, she is the most powerful and richest woman in the Philippines. Her story is a masterclass in how to take a powerful legacy and multiply its influence 100-fold. Her training began at an astonishingly young age. At just 8 years old, she was working in her father's first shoe mart store, arranging shoes. This was a core part of Henry C.'s philosophy, understand the business from the ground up. After formally joining the family business in the 1970s, she applied these lessons on a massive scale. While she oversaw the monumental growth of the SM retail empire, her most revolutionary contribution came in banking. The C Group acquired a small bank in 1976 and renamed it Banco de Oro, or BDO. When Teresita took charge, she brought her retailer's mindset to the traditional world of finance. She asked a simple question: why can't a bank operate like a retail store? She then completely revolutionized BDO's model. She extended banking hours into evenings and weekends. She put BDO branches inside SM malls, making banking as convenient as buying groceries. She shifted the focus from serving only the elite to catering to small businesses and ordinary families. The established banks were skeptical, but the customers responded in droves. She then embarked on a series of aggressive acquisitions, including the massive merger with Equitable PCI Bank in 2007. Under her stewardship, BDO grew from a minor player into the largest bank in the Philippines. Teresita C. Cosin, often called Tessie, embodies quiet, immense power. She is a commanding presence, known for her sharp intellect and no-nonsense approach. From selling shoes in her father's small store to commanding the nation's largest retail, banking, and property conglomerate, Teresita C. Cosin has more than earned her title as the undisputed queen of Philippine capitalism. And there you have it, the 10 richest women in the Philippines. From food and medicine to technology and finance, their vision has shaped the nation in countless ways. Whose story resonated with you the most? Was it the retail genius of Teresita C. Cosin, the tech foresight of Maria Grace Yui, or the enduring legacy of Vivian Q. Ascona? Let us know in the comments below. And if you were inspired by these stories, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. The stories of these 10 women show that while some fortunes are inherited, they are only grown through relentless innovation and a deep understanding of the market. These women are more than just billionaires. They are economic architects. Their quiet decisions, made in boardrooms far from the public eye, affect the daily lives of millions, shaping what Filipinos eat, where they shop, how they bank, and the very infrastructure of their country. They prove that true power doesn't always need a spotlight. Sometimes it's most potent when it's silent, steady, and woven into the fabric of society.